Thank you very much, Axel. I will be very quick indeed, just 2 or 3 points really to add on to what Axel has said. I think the first thing I should say is Axel has the patience of a saint. In 15 years of being a member of the European Parliament and being involved in trilogues, I have never seen one quite like this. So really well done. It was a fantastic mission that you've managed to pull off here on so many different levels. From a personal perspective, certainly my concentration was in order to try and ensure that we had a rebalancing take place. Quite clearly there was a need for our creators, our artists to be provided with a much more level playing field than what had come about in quite an unregulated way. Along with that, the position of SMEs as well, and I'm happy to see that we were able to achieve all of those things based upon a graduated process which Axel has already mentioned. One of the main issues also that came up was the need to ensure that there was an element of harmonisation across EU. Because the very last thing that I thought was an appropriate outcome from this would be for member states to be able to simply work at their own speeds and potentially in a variety of different directions. And bearing in mind we're dealing here with the digital single market, the possibility of very quickly things moving in a ununified manner would mean that we would end up back very, very quickly in a closed room trying to undo quite a lot of the damage that had been done. So that element of future-proofing has been preserved so far as cross-EU is concerned. And then, of course, when it comes to text and data mining, the United Kingdom is the lead nation within the European Union on that. So there was a need to factor in a Brexit impact as well. So, you know, that's already coming through now. As a British MEP, I still don't know quite where the Brexit train is going to stop or when it's going to stop. But it's quite right that the European Union is already factoring in that in terms of future direction of travel, and this was one of the main areas where that needed to be done. And then the very final point I will make is some of the surrounding issues here, and it's about the political culture. And I have to say the ability of some of the platforms to carry out campaigns is a good thing, but the way in which some of these campaigns have been carried out, I am afraid, really has been quite against the grain of how a democratic society should function. When we find ourselves in a situation that even some of our staff members have found themselves targeted in very specific targeted campaigns which have had elements that have misled the public about what we are trying to achieve, and indeed I'm sure will mislead the public about what we have actually achieved. I believe as an institution or a set of institutions, it really strengthens our resolve to make sure that we don't allow European citizens to fall victim to that sort of misinformation. And I don't use these words lightly. I use them based upon the very direct experience that we have undergone in terms of the campaigning that's been carried out. Thank you.